Mr. Devansh Jain, the Executive Director at Inox Wind, joins us on the show to talk to us about what's the way forward. Devansh, hi, good to have you on the show. First up, let's discuss about the stake sale that you have announced in one of your wind energy SPV. What kind of inflows are you expecting on account of this sale? When will that money come in and what does it do to your debt?
Hi, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be back on your show. So we recently announced, yesterday we announced the sale of a 50 megawatt operational SPV called Nani Virani. As you may be aware, we've sold 4 such SPVs in the past. This was the last SPV. We had committed that over the course of this financial year, it's our target to make Inox green, net debt free. And broadly, the sale of this asset will give us close to about 300 crores, including the debt which goes off. So with that, 300 crore goes off the Inox green balance sheet, which makes it a net debt free company. Consequent to that, Inox Wind is the holding company of Inox Green, and naturally that 300 goes off the balance sheet of Inox Wind as well. And we've announced that in Inox Wind as well, over the next 12 to 15 months, our target is to make it net debt free, and hopefully we'll achieve that much sooner than our internal guidance.
Devansh, good afternoon. This is a interesting step which you've taken, because I believe that there was a section of your shareholders who were worried about this transaction, when would it be done, and the net debt-free guidance which you had given. Talk to us about how did you value it, and at what multiple was this asset taken off the balance sheet of Wind?
Look, I suppose at times investors do get concerned, given that the sector had been in a slump. But I think the sector, the macroeconomics environment is very, very exciting. I think the sector's coming back very, very strongly. And yes, it's probably taken us a quarter to sell this asset, but we commissioned this asset only in May 23. So, getting the best price for an asset obviously takes 2, 3, 4 months. It's not something which is, within 5 days of commissioning an asset, you can flip it at the best price. Having said that, the benchmark for us was obviously we'd sold 4 such SPVs in the past to Adani and Torrent. There was a tariff. There's this SPV, part of it is tied up with SECI and part of it is in the exchanges. We got 2 or 3 different term sheets, and then basis that we kind of got the best price which we could for this SPV, and that's close to almost 300 crores, which is higher than the price at which we sold the earlier 4 SPVs.
Devansh, also we've been observing that you got some certifications, pretty interesting big ones. Up till now in India, we have not been making that large sized turbines so far. By when would we actually start seeing orders coming in, now that you have those important technical certifications?
Look, I think, as I said, the macroeconomic environment is very, very exciting. The government's 10 gigawatt target itself is a huge enabler for the sector. And I think on top of that, we're seeing huge demand coming in from PSUs, the C&I sector. And I think, as I mentioned, the sector's coming back very strongly, and we've used this period to really strengthen ourselves, be it strengthening our balance sheet, gearing up our manufacturing plants, strengthening the teams, the operational capability. We ourselves have, we're in discussions with a lot of IPPs, a lot of C&I players. We've participated in a lot of PSU bids. And just to add, you mentioned our new 3 megawatt platform. We've already taken a couple of orders on that. We've taken a large NTPC order. We've taken a large C&I order from AB Energy on that. The Gujarat policies just recently come into play. The Rajasthan policy came into play about a month and a half ago. I think we're seeing a lot of traction. We believe we're on course to announce a lot of orders over the course of this financial year. And, naturally, the certification which we got, which is a mandatory requirement to set up turbines in India, we got our type certificate from TÜV SÜD. I think we should be announcing a lot more orders in the near future. And I think we see a very, very robust outlook. And frankly, at this point in time itself, our order book is large enough to cover us for the next 15 to 18 months. So I see, order intake is the least of our worries at this point in time.
Okay, so the order inflow is the least of the worry. I guess the execution is, given you have the visibility for the next 12 to 18 months at least. But Devansh, you talked about the 4 SPVs that you have managed to monetize of late. Anything more in the pipeline? Can we expect, further monetization over the course of next 12 to 18 months? Anything which gets commissioned and then sold out?
Look, we don't own any other SPVs, barring some old inventory or assets, which may be about 50, 80 odd crores, which obviously we will also liquidate to absolutely be as as tight as we can on the balance sheet. And clearly, as we've said, we want to be net debt free over the next 12 to 15 months. I think we have a very, very clear mandate to try and achieve that faster than we can. And I think we are with a massive thrust on the sector, the bullish environment we are in. I think we are ideally positioned now to make Inox Wind a very, very strong entity with very, very significant free cash flows as we move forward.
And just lastly, if I have it right, last year your revenue was close to around 255 crore. When you say that the order book is that strong, the visibility is quite high, there could be a massive scale up. What could that number look like, let's say 3 years from here on?
So it was 255 at the Inox green level, not at the wind level. The wind level was about 900 to 1,000 crores. But again, the past is no barometer of where we are headed. If I may just mention, until 2017, when the sector was roaring and doing fairly well, our top line at wind was about 4,500 odd crores. I think over the next 3 years, inshallah, we should be a 10,000 crore plus top line company.
So Devansh, now that you have restructured the balance sheet, there are tailwinds of orders, interest savings would occur, and orders are kind of bigger ones are flowing in at both at wind as well as Inox green level. Should investors be excited on the kind of earnings kicker we'll start getting, we'll start seeing in your numbers going forward?
Look, from the growth and profitability perspective, I think our journey has just started, and which is why I believe that for our investors, there's much to look forward to. I think the sector's turned around. We're just at the cusp of now our ramp up, our profitability coming. Obviously, Q1 results have probably been the best in 5 years. Not to mention that we've done any rocket science, but the company's turned around. And I think I've mentioned that quarter on quarter, every quarter should be better than the previous quarter, at least for the next 4 to 6 quarters. So hopefully, given the huge wealth we've created for our investors across Gujarat Fluoro and other companies, God willing, we should be doing that at the wind level and the green level in the near future as well.
Okay, so that's a very tall target that you've set for yourself, 10,000 crore worth of revenue over the next 3 to 4 years. We'll see how that goes, but thanks Devansh for joining us on ET Now today.
Thank you so much.